Hi everybody and welcome. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Today I'm here at Norman's Musical Instruments in Burton-on-Trent, and I'm here to do a review of their new range of pianos that they have called AXUS. The piano that I'm going to be demonstrating for you today is called the AXUS Digital D2 piano, which actually includes the bench that I'm sitting on at the moment. This is priced at £418.99, that's in the UK, and translated roughly into dollars, depending on the exchange rate at the time, is about $684, something like that. The cost of shipping this to the US is going to be approximately $360, but all the details and everything will be in the description bar underneath the video, plus that's something that you could check with Normans themselves when you came to the checkout. So if I just give you a little bit of background information on what Normans say about their AXUS D2 digital piano. They say it's the AXUS Digital's most recent model. It's got real hammer action, so it feels just as realistic as an acoustic or a grand piano would in terms of feel. And the keyboard replicates the natural touch and playing performance of acoustic grand piano, which is basically what that means there. It's designed specifically for schools and pianists for practice and performance in a home environment. There's 88 keys, so this is a full-size piano. You've got a piano bench which it comes with storage compartments, so just half of the bench lifts up, and it's quite handy if you want to just pop some of your music in rather than having it kind of strewn around the piano in various other places. 64 note polyphony, 128 GM voices, so there's a button here on the keyboard which has GM voice. When you press those, it goes through a various range of instruments, from different types of violin, different types of trumpet, from regular trumpet to muted trumpet, all that kind of thing. So I'm sure you can have hours of endless fun with those sounds. It has an internal metronome, which is great because then you don't have to go and buy another metronome for £20 or 20 odd dollars, whatever it is. A dual headphone input, so that would be quite ideal if perhaps you were in a teaching environment, or you wanted your the student or yourself were playing, and maybe you wanted someone else to listen on the headphones as well, so you have a dual splitter for headphones, so two people can listen at the same time. 2-track 1-song sequencer, which is handy if you want to record yourself playing. You've got digital effects such as reverb and chorus with level control. I always have a little bit of reverb on my Clavinova, so I've got a CLP 170 at home, which is an old model now, and I always have a bit of reverb on that. It just because the small room I'm in, the acoustics can be really dry, so the reverb just adds a little extra something to your playing. There's a split as well, so you can have one half of the piano as string sound, the other half as an organ sound, whatever you fancy. You've got transpose on here as well, and you've got 3 piano style pedals, so you've got the soft, the sostenuto and the sustain, which the camera can't see, but they're underneath here as well, so you've got all 3 pedals if you ever need to use those. You've got 2 15-watt speaker output on here, so you've got quite a lot of speaker going on here, and you've got MIDI in out for computer interaction, recording, that kind of thing, and audio out for amplification, so if you wanted to amp this up even more, then you've got the functionality of being able to do that. So the sample piece of music that I'm going to play for you today is from the Great Piano Book 1, which I composed myself along with my colleague Simon. This is available to download in 2 ways. You can buy the physical book like this, which we will post to you, or it's just completely available as a 100% digital download in PDF format, which you can just purchase and print out as much as you like. So the details of where to buy this book or how to buy it will be in the description bar underneath as well. So the piece I'm going to play for you today is called Thoughtful Walk. go through some pros and cons, some positive and the negative points of this piano. Starting with the pros, some positive points. It looks like a really nice piano. If you have this sitting in your living room or in your flat or wherever it is you've got it sitting, it looks like you've got a nice, you know, full-on kind of proper piano. It does have quite a nice feel about it as well. I think that partly comes with the fact that the cabinet is much nicer than some of the other digital pianos that you're getting, where you don't get the cabinet, you don't get the speakers in the cabinet, because everything's resonating from that, so it's all adding to the atmosphere of playing. So you can definitely feel the difference with the upgrade in price that you're paying from this compared to a smaller kind of lower or mid-range entry kind of piano. This is definitely just probably above your mid-range piano, I'd say. So it does feel very nice. It's quite nice that you can alter the touch setting on this as well. So I've just been, before I started recording, I've just been having a little play around with the touch. So if you feel that the touch is too much for you, so it just depends kind of how heavy-handed you are as a pianist, but you can alter the touch on that, so it can adjust to how you feel. And like I say, there's some nice little kind of styles that you have going on in here. There's some nice features with the different sounds if you want to experiment with them, and you can record yourself playing, and it's got an onboard metronome and all that kind of thing. So it's definitely a nice little piece of kit, and it, more importantly, I think for me, is that it does actually feel quite nice and it feels realistic and it definitely feels like it's a step up from an entry level that you might be jumping to with this. So some cons or some negative points. Probably firstly, some of the sounds that you've got here. I've got a row of buttons on here which say grand piano, electric piano, organ, strings, brass, bass, percussion and your GM voices. To be honest with you, some of the sounds on here aren't the best of sampled sounds, but again, that's going to be reflective of the price. If you're paying upwards of £1,000 or $1,000 or so, then you're going to expect better sampled sounds. However, having said that, you are buying a digital piano, so as long as the piano sound itself sounds great, and it does, I'm really happy with that, then it doesn't really matter what the strings and what the brass and all that kind of jazz sounds like. That's just if you're getting a little bit bored and you want to have a go with those. So yeah, the onboard sounds aren't perhaps so great, but again, reflected with the price. I suppose the other negative point, which is probably more of a personal preference, this is the only colour that it comes with, which I think is the Rosewood. So I think this would look really nice if it came in perhaps like a shiny black or something, or perhaps a lighter wood or a slightly cherrier kind of wood. That would be nice if you were trying to fit it in with the surroundings in your house, if you had a wooden floor and you wanted to match it with the piano, that kind of thing. A lot of people do like to buy pianos based on what they look like and how they fit in with the rest of their furniture, because they are a massive piece of equipment, so that's quite nice if it fits in. But I think from my perspective, I would buy this if this was in a nice shiny black cabinet, for example, and it would look really, really cool. Overall, to summarise, I think this is a nice instrument, I think it is a nice price, and I think for the price you are getting everything that you're paying for. For me, the two most important things in a piano is that you get the touch sensitivity, which is the harder you hit, the louder it is, the softer you hit, the softer it is, and the weighted keys. So the weighted keys are the actual feel of a genuine acoustic or grand piano. For me, they're the two things that I look for. I'm not so worried about any sounds that you get in the piano. Those are just kind of a bonus if they come with it. But this does, for the price, this has a really, really nice feel to it. Like I said, you can play around with the touch if you feel it's too heavy or too light. But once you've got that down, it does have a nice feel and it is quite enjoyable to play on. So if you bought this, I don't think you'd be disappointed at all. And I would recommend somebody to buy this piano, and I'd be happy to recommend somebody to buy this piano. So thanks very much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out all the other reviews. I'll put links to them underneath the videos that you're watching. And thanks very much, and I shall see you in the next video.